Welcome to my channel. My name is Yemi. This week we're going to be talking about mental health. If you are interested, continue to watch. And if not, I'll see you in my other video. Thank you. So why mental health? Of course, because of the COVID-19, if you have been on the internet listening to the news, you can hear and read and see how the impact of COVID-19 has been on mental health. And I thought to myself, even after talking to a couple of my friends and a couple of people, that people's morale are just so very low. People are just down and just not having an outlet, especially being quarantined, not being able to go out, not being able to touch, not being able to interact with your loved ones. And I decided that I was just going to take another look at depression. Now, I'm not going to start, describing to us what is depression, what is not. If you're interested in that, leave me a comment or send me an email and I will do that video for you. But I want this to be a conversation starter. A conversation starter in the sense that way before COVID-19, in our communities as people of color, in our communities as Africans, in our communities as Africans in diaspora, mental health is something that we shy away from. We don't talk about mental health. And I feel that that has made the stigma to be really, really high. So one of the things I'm hoping to do with this video is to help to reduce the stigma that has been associated with mental health. Now, there are a lot of myths and a lot of misconceptions about mental health. Take depression, for example. Most times, as people of color, as Africans or as African Americans, as black people, they will tell you, hey, depression is not a black man's disease. Says who? The statistics are very, very high that among us as people of color, you have depression. And I'll put the number up here. I don't have the numbers, on the top of my head, but I'll put the numbers here for us to see what the statistics are. I think the latest, when I looked it up, the latest that I could find was from 2017. So I'll put it up here. I also wrote a post on my blog about depression, and it says more than blues. The other myth and misconception that people have is they tell you, oh, it's just the blues, it's gonna go away. Now, blues, as you know, is just that sense of feeling sad and feeling depressed actually, but it doesn't last for a long time. I don't know as a mom if anybody has ever suffered from the blues before. I remember when I had my first child, I was just so sad. I felt so lonely. I know my husband was there, but I really wanted my immediate family members with me. I wanted my mom, I wanted my sisters, but because I was far away from home, and at the time I wasn't going to an African church. I had people, of course, that showed me love in the church that I was going to, but I just wanted my family members around me. And I remember just feeling so gloomy, but that did not last. Now that is the blues. The other misconception that people have, or that they say, is that you must have a weak personality. It's only people that are very weak that have depression. How untrue is that? I once said, if you ever went ahead and you commit suicide, it's because you are weak and you pushed your problem on somebody else. Let's not say that. I'm not, of course, advocating for suicide. No, of course not. But I'm just saying that if we create an environment where people feel safe to talk, or people feel that they're not being judged, then we will help to reduce the stigma, and then we'll help to reduce the number of people that suffer alone. So when I was reading about this, one of the questions that I wanted answered was, is it possible for a Christian to be depressed? If you are suffering with depression, does it make you less than a Christian? And some of the articles that I read were very interesting. I'll put the lists of some of them in the description so you can read it yourself. But the ultimate answer that I got is that no, having depression does not make you less of a Christian. And an article by Billy Graham, he actually made a comparison and said, so if you fell down and you broke your ankle, maybe ankle or leg, if you broke your ankle or you broke a bone, does that make you less of a Christian? And it says, if that does not make you less of a Christian, then struggling with depression does not make you less of a Christian. So we don't want people that are already struggling with depression to, feel more guilty by us, saying, or by people around them saying that, oh, it's because you have not prayed enough. Oh, it's because your faith is really, really small. It's just a misconception. A Christian can suffer with depression. If you look in the Bible, you look at people like David. David suffered with depression. There's a psalm that says, he was talking to himself, says, why are you downcast, O my soul? Of course, we know King Saul suffered with depression. Job, when he was struggling and he had health problem, he had financial problem, he went into depression. He never cursed God. He never, denied God. But then he was struggling. He was in a place of struggle with depression. So let's not look down at fellow Christians, at ourselves. If you have anybody, if you are struggling, with depression, hope is what we're supposed to share. Hope. There is hope in Christ. There is hope in, sharing, talking with your friends. So really, like I said, I just wanted us to have this conversation so that we can create a platform where we can be open about mental health. We can create a platform where we can share with ourselves about mental health. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you have been struggling, you have any questions, you're wondering, could I be depressed? Please reach out to your primary care provider. Reach out to your primary care provider. Reach out to a loved one. Talk. Speak out. Share your problem. Be sensitive to who you share your problem with. You don't want to share a problem with somebody that is going to be the town crier and take it all around. But please find a trusted person and share your problem with them. If you have any questions that I can help with, of course you can shoot me an email. Remember, there should be no stigma associated with mental health. Let's love one another. Let's hold on to one another. Let's help each other. Okay? Thank you for listening. And real quick, I'm also going to just say that because of the social distancing and we're not seeing each other, if you have a friend that you've not seen in a long time, give them a call. FaceTime them. Do a Zoom with them. Something. Send them a note that can encourage their heart. Even they don't have to be struggling with depression. Just reach out to people. And if you are being by yourself, please, you are not alone. We are in this together. You are not forgotten. Do not be discouraged. There is hope for you. There is hope for you in Christ. There is hope for you in Christ. I'm going to be doing some more videos still talking about this, and some of the things I want to cover is the different types of treatment that we have out there, some of the scriptures that you can meditate on that would help, and how to, you know, if you need a therapist, how to find one and what to look for in a therapist that will help you. Once again, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you